Hi, I'm Renee, and I clean, declutter, and organize my followers' homes for free. But today I'm fixing up a place that needs some TLC after the last tenant left some holes in the wall and painted on the walls. I'll be putting on a fresh coat of paint on every room and then giving the patio a good power wash. It took me a total of 3 days to get this house in order. The homeowner wanted all the walls repainted the same color except for the living room, dining room, and kitchen, and they picked the same color for those 3 rooms. Some of the doors were damaged, so they were taken off the hinges to be replaced. I started out by clearing some of the items out of the first room I was going to paint. I'll do after pictures after each room. Then I removed all the wall plates and switch plates. And because those weren't damaged, I put them in the kitchen and I'll wash those up later. I then started by washing all of the baseboards to get all the dirt off. Paint tarp down and ready to start trimming out the room. These walls had quite a few marks and scuffs on them. Every room in the house received 2 coats of paint, except for one wall that you'll see later. You may be wondering why I don't use painter's tape when I trim. It's because I have a quality trim brush and a steady hand. I'll leave a link in the description below of the paintbrush that I love to use. I started by painting in the back of the house since the holes in the other walls were patched and the putty was still drying. Trimming out the room is the most time-consuming part. It's tough to notice a difference in the paint since it's the same color, but the walls were really dirty before. After I was done painting the second coat, I moved the tarp to the other room and washed this floor. And once I was done, I put the switch plate and the outlet covers back on. On to the next room, and it's the crayon marker wall. Over the period of 3 days, I ended up painting this wall about 4 times. I should have put a primer on it first before I started painting, but I did not think about that at the time. Once again, I washed all the baseboards and then started trimming. It was so satisfying to initially cover up the crayon and marker marks, but it didn't take long for them to bleed through. The crayon on the door came off pretty easy. In both of these back bedrooms, I did paint the inside of the closet as well. After 2 coats of paint and the floor washed, and 4 coats of paint on this wall, this room is done. Time to move on to the next room, and I'm not sure what to call it because it could be a bedroom, but it looks like the laundry room is in the closet. This room had the most holes in the walls. When the putty is white, it is dry. If it is pink, it is still wet. After sanding down the dry putty and sweeping the room, I set out to start trimming it out. I was hoping the putty that was wet would be dry by the time I got to that portion of the wall. It wasn't, so I painted around it and I'll come back to it once it's dry. A quick mop and this room is done. On to the next room, which is the living room. We are actually going to have a different color paint in here. Once again, I wiped down all the baseboards to get the dirt off and started trimming out the room. To the right of where I'm painting is the front door, and all the new doors that are going to be replaced are stacked up against it. So once I'm ready to paint that wall, I have to move all the doors into the kitchen out of the way. After 2 coats of paint and the floor swept and mopped, it looks fabulous. Onto the dining room and kitchen. This will also be the same color as the living room. This is what was under the stove once I moved it. And this was what was under the refrigerator. Once it was all cleaned up, I started painting behind the stove. I also painted the bathroom, but it was too small to be able to film. But here's what was under the vanity. I thought this was mold around the tub, so I sprayed some cleaner. Some of it was dirt, but the rest of it was holes in the caulk and it had to be re-caulked. On the final day, I power washed the patio. There was also chalk writings on the wall. I wet down the patio and then sprayed it with a cleaner. I'll leave a link in the description below. I let that set for a few minutes and then started power washing. I'm not using my big DeWalt power washer, but I am using a Ryobi electric power washer. I originally tried using the surface cleaner, but it broke, so I'm just doing regular power washing. It did work well to get the chalk off the wall though. Over the 3 days on average, I burned off 458 calories, walked 11,704 steps, and walked 5.19 miles. When was the last time you painted your walls and freshened up your interior? Comment below. I'm so glad I could help this homeowner. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe so you don't miss future videos.